So I told you here first. Hey you guys, the doc is Holt here and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully you are doing well. So today I'll be bringing you guys a good old pattern review. I haven't done one of those in a little while, so I wanted to do a review on this pattern that I just finished that I absolutely love. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. All right, you guys, so the pattern that I'm going to be reviewing today is McCall's M7538. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up down below. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below so that we can continue to hang out together and you can catch the videos when I post them once a week. And you guys have probably seen this dress in my pattern haul or my plans for spring sewing. So yes, I made the dress. You see here, it's kind of a contrast. I did use the floral and then the burgundy for the band and then the floral at the bottom. So I really love how this dress turned out. I will put a picture of it here so that you guys can see that. So yeah, let's get into this pattern, guys. I think at some point I'll make view A, maybe going into fall, because I like that as a sweater type of thing too. I just think that's really cute detail. So the pattern, it was not extremely difficult. It had its moments. But again, the directions were pretty good, pretty straightforward. So I did enjoy that. So the view that I made, again, view C, had 7 pattern pieces. And it had midsection pieces or, midsection pieces for that contrasting, middle band there. And the way that it looks on here, I thought it would be like you make the band and then attach it to the top or attach it to the bodice and the skirt. But the way that they put it together is actually different. They actually have you attach this little piece of the midsection to the skirt and then this larger piece of the midsection to the bodice. And then you put the two together. So I thought that was interesting. I didn't mind it at all, but it's just not what I expected. So do keep that in mind if you've picked up this pattern or if you plan to pick up this pattern, just so that when you get to that part, you're not like, oh, okay. So I told you here first. So yeah, like I said, there are 7 pattern pieces. Didn't take long to cut those out. So I did need 2 types of fabric. Again, the floral that I used and the contrasting solid that I used. I ended up needing, about 1 3/8 yards of my floral fabric and 5/8 of my contrasting solid fabric. So not too much fabric overall. I didn't expect to use a lot for this dress because it's a shorter dress. But yeah, I didn't think that was bad at all. Like I mentioned before, I did use a poly spandex for my floral and then just a straight up polyester for my contrasting solid fabric. So those actually work really well together. I love how it looks. I love how it turned out. I love the stretch of it, and I love how those 2 fabrics worked with one another. So I was very happy with how that turned out. Sometimes when you do color blocking, it can look a little interesting if the fabrics are too different, but I like how this turned out. So let's see. They did say that you could use any 2-way stretch knit. So there would be like jersey, cotton knits, and interlock, but I just wanted to dive in with some polyester. I saw it in Joann and I was like, I'm just gonna go with it. I like it. It's gonna give me the stretch that I want, so I'm just gonna go with it. And I was happy with how it turned out. So they say that this dress is close fitting through the bodice top. It has a separate midriff, neckline, sleeve, and skirt variations. So again, you can see that view A is the long sleeve sweater type. View B is a sleeveless with a kind of a flowy short skirt. View C, which I made, is a short sleeve with a more fitted skirt. And I actually did kind of peg my skirt at the bottom just to make it a little more hourglass in shape, because I found that it kind of hung a little straighter than I wanted it to. I kind of wanted it to be a little more fitted toward the bottom. So I did peg it just a little bit. And then view D here is the long sleeve with the floaty skirt put together. So there you have it. You got a lot of different alternatives to how you want to put this particular pattern together. But like I said, overall, it was a really great pattern. I will definitely be wearing this dress spring. It's mid-February now, and it's warming up every now and then here in Atlanta, but it's not quite to the point where I would wear a short dress. But maybe March, April, somewhere in there. I look forward to wearing this dress and just bringing some flowers and some florals and some freshness to my wardrobe, since spring is right around the corner. So, one thing that I do want to mention to you, of course, there are notches on the pattern pieces which help you put them together when you're constructing the garment. But I actually did sew one piece of my midriff on to the wrong side of the, okay, let me see if I can show you. So the midriff, you sew this little part on first, and then you sew this part on second. And I think I actually sewed this part on to this side instead of this side. So when I went to put my skirt on, it was wrong, and I was like, oh. So I had to seam rip that out and put it on the right side. So I say that to say, be very careful when you're putting that midriff part together, because it can be a little tricky if you're not paying close attention to the details of your notches and how everything lines up. So just want to give you that little tip as well. Yeah, and then also definitely look at how they laid out their fabric laid out their pattern pieces on the fabric, because, you know, I think we get used to folding the fabric in half with selvages upwards and then just having, you know, one on top of the other. But if you can see here for view C, they actually are having you fold in half both ways. So you're kind of folding from the top to the middle and then from the bottom to the middle to get these pattern pieces on here to cut those out. So, and then the contrast was just the good old fold in half. So keep that in mind so that you won't be like me and fold your fabric in half and get it all nice and neat, and then look at this and go, oh, you wanted it folded that way. So another tip for you guys, if you're planning to sew this dress, it really is a nice dress. I'm excited with how it turned out. It didn't take an extremely long time to sew it either, which I enjoyed. Even though there was a lot of hemming that needed to be done, I did have to do a rolled hem on the neckline, a rolled hem on the sleeves, and then a rolled hem on the bottom skirt. But it didn't take an extremely long time to do those. Sometimes when you have, you know, long A-line skirts or flowy skirts. It can take a long time to do that hem, but I found that this time the hems didn't take an extremely long time. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so another thing that I noticed when sewing this dress for me personally was that I cut out a size 16, but when I tried it on, I was a 16 up top and more like a 14 down at the bottom. So I didn't know that at first. Normally when I make dresses, they fit, one size fits, or, if it's a woven fabric, it fits, one size fits. But I think with the stretchiness of it, I actually had to go back and kind of grade from the bust down to the hip, just to get it to fit me like I wanted it to. It was a little too big from the waist down. So I will, give you that thought as well. I don't know if it's just me or, if everyone's having a similar situation, but I did have to keep the top the same and then grade in going down, just to get that kind of 14 size at the bottom of this dress. But like I said, I think it turned out well, and I'm excited to share it with you guys. So yeah, I hope that you guys pick up this pattern. If you already have it, go ahead and sew it. It's a good sew. Hopefully you find some great springy type fabric to sew it in, and I'm sure it'll look great. And, go to town with it. Have fun. Get creative. And yeah, hopefully this pattern review has helped you if you're on the fence about buying it, or if you're on the fence about sewing it and you already have it. Hopefully you'll go ahead and do that. All right. Okay, you guys, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. As always, I enjoyed making this video for you. If you like this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up down below. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, come on, go ahead and subscribe so that we can continue to hang out together and you can catch these videos once a week. All right, you guys. Well, until next time, have a great week, and I will talk to you later.